Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Rainmakers Roundup. I am your host, Mark Iorio, and if this lady to my right looks familiar, it is Lisa Linkowsky. Lisa has franchise focus on RVN television. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you today, Mark?
Good, I'm doing well. You're looking great.
Thank you.
Love
Same
the
with
glasses.
you. Thank you. Brand new.
Are they brand new?
They are. Yeah.
I think I'd love to get LASIK one of these days and get rid of these
I don't
things.
qualify, so I have
Neither
to wait
do-
for cataract surgery so that one day I can get rid of my glasses.
I went to an ophthalmologist last year, and he said I didn't qualify either. My brother said you got to go get a second opinion.
Yeah.
So, welcome. Great to have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah,
Very
it's
exciting.
very cool. It's very exciting.
Rainmakers Roundup.
Right?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Well, it's been a while. See, we tried to do this a while back, and it didn't work for some reason. I think it was my fault.
Yeah.
I had some
Life
life
gets in
thing.
the way.
Right, exactly. So tell us a little bit about Milestone Franchising and what you do, the consulting practice, and we've known each other for a while, so I want to hear a little bit about your background and kind of what led you up to doing what you're doing with Milestone.
Yeah, terrific. Well, let's see here. I was in corporate America, did the whole corporate America gig there for 20-something years. And I was mostly in manufacturing, took a detour into the gift industry, watched that plummet because of eBay. I was there for the evisceration of the gift industry. Then went into food safety, and in my last 10 years in corporate America, I was a project manager. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I look back now and I realize that's when the entrepreneurial spirit started shining.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was wearing a lot of different hats. I started poking in different areas. I really had a lot of interest in all of the facets of the business. Mm-hmm. And so my boss was like, oh, you like that too? Okay, I'll throw this at you and throw that. And before I knew it, my marketing background, which is what I usually was doing, I was doing logistics and account management and all sorts of other different facets because I was so interested in all of it. Yep. And then I came into a interesting, end of the road with my career in corporate America, where I had been working from home. I've been working from home for 18 years. Wow. Well before it was the thing to do. And my boss was looking at me to come back in a different type of capacity, and I couldn't work in a corporate office again after being, at that point, already home for 10 years and doing my own thing, no one looking over my shoulder. And a franchise concept arrived in my mailbox. So I say in my lap.
Right, literally.
And my marketing background, loved it. It was a direct mail piece. It was targeted to me.
Sure.
And I said, oh, I love this. And I dusted off the resume, sent it off, and they got right back to me and said, we're not hiring, but we're going to be franchising. Would you be interested?
Wow.
And I wrinkled my nose. This was on the phone, not on Zoom. And I was like, franchising?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was like, eh. And I don't know why I had that perception, Mark, because I know what franchising is. Right. But I didn't know anyone that was in it. It seemed like this weird, unseeable, like, how do you even get in? Like, and my husband's like, it's a scam. It's a pyramid scam. I'm like, it's not. It's franchising. Long story short, I become the first franchise owner. They had been testing the Philadelphia market for well over 5 years. Mm-hmm. And when I went to them, I had 80 questions. I know that's shocking to hear that from me. And they were ready. They were ready to rock and roll. And so I came on board, and it was a fabulous, amazing run for 7 wonderful years. I covered Central New Jersey and Bucks County, and it was excellent. And then I helped to coach and train other people that came in the system after me. And I was a mentor, and I was on a franchise forum. And then March 2020 hit. And overnight, my wonderful business and the entire franchise system went down.
It collapsed.
Collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
So What was the business? What was the business model?
It was called Birthday Pack.
Yeah.
Direct mail piece, targeted women for their birthday, had upscale restaurants, boutiques, and spas.
Right.
All three that were.
And it's such a great business. It's such a great idea. But when COVID hit, when the pandemic hit, it's like, we don't need that anymore, right?
No. Really,
people are not
tough.
going out.
No. And then to fast forward to now. The restaurants are still suffering immeasurably.
Yeah,
they
are, yeah.
They can't handle the volume that's coming at them because of the labor issues.
Sure. Yeah.
So the last thing they need is to add more business in. They're going, I can't.
Yeah.
Do you remember they were putting away their tables because they couldn't handle it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it was a really, really tough time. And what ended up happening is after a lot of kicking the wall and some. Maybe
colorful language.
Some colorful language. I was tapped on the shoulder by Don Linkowsky, who is he's the owner, the founder of IFPG, the International Franchise Professionals Group, and he said, Lisa, you would be a really great franchise consultant. You have the empathy, you've got the experience of owning an emerging franchise. You're always out there trying to help others in whatever capacity that you can. You should really think about this. And again, the colorful language. And then I sat there and I really thought about it. And a good friend of mine said, did it ever occur to you that everything that you've been through led up to this very moment?
Right, exactly, yeah.
And this is where you're now supposed to be.
Sure.
And then that set the framework for me, and Milestone Franchising was born.
Yeah, because you had this great background in marketing, right? You understand operations. A lot of times with franchising, Lisa, it's about obviously you have to have a great product. You have the franchisor has to have their act together, but a lot of it is really marketing. The services or the product, and you had that background, so it was a perfect fit. And now you've been into it for 2 years.
Yeah, just coming on. Yeah.
And thank God things are going well, right?
Yeah. Well, the pandemic. Who knew? Who would have thought that franchising would have exploded out of the pandemic? But the Small Business Association, their applications set records over 4 million in 2020.
Yep.
Over 5 million in 2021.
Yep.
Set the first quarter of 2022 is still breaking records.
Yeah.
And it's been a big shakeup for people.
Yep.
Big shakeup. I don't want to do what I was doing before.
Yep.
They got this taste of being at home with their family now. Now I can't even imagine going back to that. I want to create my own destiny. We don't know how long we've got. It was like this whole big reset for people.
Yeah.
And franchising really took off.
It speaks to that because you already have, and I want to hear from you. What is your typical onboarding when people are looking at, I'm leaving corporate America. I've got this pot of money set aside. And I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start. I don't want just a blank whiteboard here. I come to you and I say, Lisa, you know what? I really am thinking about a franchise because there's no way that I'm going to just start with a clean slate. I want something that is already established that I can follow the process on. So
yeah, well, I liken it to Etch-a-Sketch. Remember those?
Yeah.
Right? I love, my favorite candidates are those that are that blank slate for them.
Yeah.
Forget about, they haven't started looking at this, they haven't started drunk internet typing, on the internet and going through portals and trying to figure this out. There's 4,000 franchise concepts.
People do that? Yeah. Drunk.
It's, today's version, right? So it's 2 a.m. and you're start searching around, and then you start getting in those spiders, of all those portals. And what I like is that they haven't thought about it yet. And I'm now starting to talk to them for the first time.
Right.
There's 4,000 concepts out there. I represent 500 of them.
Okay.
How are you, Mark, expected to sit there and narrow this down on your own?
Yeah.
You don't know. You have no idea. So the first thing I talk to people about is what is it that you want? Mm-hmm. Forget about money. Let's say money is not an object, because money is not everything, right? The Great Resignation is lending itself now to the Great Upgrade, where people are jumping ship, going to another job, getting a whole bunch more money. but was that the root of what their jump was? And is that in the end going to make them happy?
No.
I'm going to say no.
You know it's about culture.
Right. So, yeah, you know it's about culture. I see what you did there. So I say to them, forget about money. What is it that you want? What's going to make you passionate? Because in franchising, you're talking about a contract, binding contract that could last you 10 years. That's longer than most marriages, by the way.
Right, exactly.
What is going to get you up every morning, out of bed, passionate and ready to do this?
Yeah.
And rinse and repeat each and every day after that, and make a go of this and make it a true success. So working with them at the very base to understand that, first and foremost, is key.
Yeah.
That's critical right there. So, okay, is it work-life balance? All right. Is it purely income? Are they purely income driven? Is it a mixture of both? Then talking about things that I say to them, when you weren't working 70 hours a week,
Right.
do you remember what you used to like to do?
Yeah, exactly.
What were things that you enjoyed?
Yeah.
Talking about that, is there something that I can interweave in there?
Right.
Then coming into that culture. You know, there are franchises that their collaboration within the system is tremendous. Your support, you're in it by yourself, but not for yourself. Like, you've got so much brain trust that you can tap into. Is that meaningful to you?
Right.
Or are you more autonomous and you would rather be more siloed?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's good. So sitting there and parsing all of this down, then it's the type of work that you want to do. Are you going to be an all-in owner-operator?
Yeah.
Are you going to be an executive manager where you're now conducting? Are you going to be more hands-off and it's now more of a semi-absent? Now that just swipes away a whole bunch more for me. And so I keep asking and probing until I really get it honed down to just these few concepts that I say, this is it. These are the ones I want to introduce you to.
What are the current trends right now in franchising, Lisa? Is it more service-oriented businesses? Is it more like hands-on? When you talk about that, I'm visualizing myself thinking, if I were to buy a franchise, there's no way I'd want to be there for 70 hours during the week. It'll kill my whole family balance here.
Right,
You know?
right.
And my
Yeah.
kids are all grown up, so.
Yeah, well, I tell everyone that owning a business is really hard.
Yeah, it is.
Right? It's really hard. Even a franchise, it's really hard.
Yes, it is.
So the trends right now through the pandemic, the service-based industry has been on fire. I mean, it's remarkable.
I'll bet.
For several reasons. It's needs-based. It's COVID pandemic resistant, where you're just one person van going, having to go do some sort of work or some sort of operation within
Yep.
a home or a facility. So that area has really been very strong. But there's two different areas that you just talked about with that, not wanting to work the 70 hours. So if you're going to be all in on your business, and I mean all in, because I get people, I want to continue to work in my executive job, and I want to start this franchise. And I go,
Good idea.
There are very few concepts that are truly what they call semi-passive.
Yeah.
Very, very few. And you have to think about what happens if you hire the best general manager ever, and 6 months from now they're gone. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
How are you going to handle that? So there's a lot that you have to think about with that.
Right.
I will also say, and I'm stealing this from someone else, this is not my original thought, but it's brilliant for explaining franchising. So you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur in your own business, right? And there's this long tunnel. And way at the end of the tunnel, you can see this hazy light.
Yeah.
Franchising shortens the tunnel.
I like it.
So there's still a tunnel,
Yep.
right? But the light is much closer for you. So yes, in the beginning, are you going to really be working very hard? Yes, 100%. With my franchise, the pedal was to the metal for quite some time. And then it was like a year in, and I took the gas off a little bit. I breathed. I was like, okay, everything is going to be all right. My business is established. I'm doing well. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
But for that first 2 years,
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work if you want this to be the way that you want it to be.
Yep.
Right? If you don't and you want to be happy being mediocre, okay,
Yeah,
then you'll
yeah.
have a mediocre business.
Exactly. We're going to have to take a quick break. We will be right back with more from Lisa Linkowsky and Milestone Franchising after this message from our sponsors. Do not go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Guess what it is? It's Mount Laurel, New Jersey. It's RBN Television, and you know that it's time for morning coffee.
Would you like people screwing with you for whatever fucking reason, right? But your husband can't give you life.
Come join us on April 25th at the Wall of Love and Hope as we fight to keep families together. Only you can make this change happen.
We're Dr. Mark and Liz from Marriage Matters, a show that inspires, instills hope, and empowers couples to weather the stresses of married life.
Join us each week to hear how couples, real couples like you, have overcome challenges that were hurting their marriages, as well as getting expert advice on ways to nurture a happy and healthy relationship.
Tune in Fridays at 4:30 p.m. and Thursdays at 9 a.m. on RVN TV.
The new Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich with brioche buns, mayo, pickles, and a quarter-pound filet as far as the eye can see. Get comfy, it's gonna be a while. This thing's huge. Get the new Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
Have you heard? Join me, Heather Darling, weekly for a different spin on politics, business, law, and other key issues you will not want to miss right here on RVN TV.
Look at this crazy calzone from those brainiacs at Little Caesars.
Is it more pizza or more calzone?
Pizza. Calzone. Confused. Pizza. Pizza. Calzone.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. The new crazy calzone for $8.49.
Pizza, pizza.
You're still in here?
Oh, yeah.
You're really good.
Perfect timing. Your turn. Nintendo Switch. That's my way to play.
Pumpkin lovers, there's a whole new spin on pumpkin to love at Dunkin'. With our new pumpkin cream cold brew, topped with velvety pumpkin cream cold foam, or our pumpkin spice signature latte. Enjoy a medium for $3. That's how we pumpkin at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Today tastes like it's all fired up. Like it's cooling down. Tastes like open air and closed eyes. Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
We love our new home. Lots of windows, great light.
But the birds. They're back.
Yes, I hear them.
Uh-oh. Why are these birds so angry?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
I'm going.
Hurry, hurry!
I know.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Welcome back to Rainmakers Roundup. I am your host, Mark Iorio. I'm with Lisa Linkowsky. Lisa is the proud owner of Milestone Franchising, a consulting firm in the franchising business. And also, Lisa is not just that, besides being a mom and a wife and all the other things that go along with that, is a host here at RVN Television on Franchise Focus.
Right.
Which airs when?
It airs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but Fridays at 1 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you love it.
Yeah, I just wrapped last week my 30th episode.
Did you really?
Yeah, 30
wow.
episodes already.
Congratulations, that's great.
Yeah, I love talking with the franchise owners and hearing what their stories are and how they came to franchising, how they got through everything that has been thrown at them. You know, some that just started literally in the throes of the pandemic, and then those that have been around for 10, 15 years. But what is the story and how did they go, how did they go about it?
I always find that fascinating. I really do. I always love watching the career path of someone unfold on camera, where they're not even thinking about what they've done over the last 10 or 15 years, but they kind of just do it, and then 15 years later they have this remarkable career.
Right.
And I'm fascinated by that. And with you, Lisa, with what you did with the franchise that you owned, and then transitioning into consulting, where's the passion or the love coming from for helping people that are looking for franchises? I mean, you obviously are having a good time with this, and it's showing in your business, which is great.
Great question. Probably 2 years before the pandemic, I had said to my husband, everything I was doing within the system and working with the other owners, I said, whatever this is, I need to be doing more of this.
I like that, yeah.
I love educating and helping people.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I would feel so, I don't know, like it was just that passion, which is, at that point, my business was, on autopilot, more or less. It was running smoothly, so I could really spend this time in the system helping. And so and then in franchising, there's a whole piece called validation, where prospective owners can call franchise owners to talk about what their business is like. And it's a process. It's a very critical process within the franchising. And I took a ton of these calls. First franchise owner, been around the longest, right? And I would get on these calls 45 minutes to an hour. And I could tell within a 45 minute to an hour whether or not this person was going to do well or not. Right? I started getting a keen sense for that.
Yeah, sure.
Just from the different questions that they would ask, the different questions that I would ask. And then I would type up for a corporate and I would say, at the end, would you award this person a franchise? And sometimes I would say no.
Yeah, and they had it already.
Yeah, and then no, they would then unfortunately bring them in because, they needed to grow.
Right.
And then I'd watch that person not do well. And I was heartbroken for them. I was heartbroken for the system. It brings down the morale of the system.
Yeah.
So I said, whatever I can do, this is all about educating. There's a lot of misinformation out there about franchising.
Yeah, there is.
Right? That wrinkle of my nose that I did.
Yeah, well, you probably thought it was like a network marketing.
You just don't know, because it is such this, it's been this
Mysterious.
world that has been very
mysterious.
Very mysterious.
Yeah.
How do you get in? There's this, there are people that are wildly successful, but how did they get in? Meanwhile, it is one of the most even-keeled, level playing fields out there. All diversity, socioeconomic backgrounds, et cetera, right? But how do you get in? Like, you just didn't know. Now I'm sitting here going, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I've got the open sesame password for how to get in.
Yeah.
I can be this conduit for you to help you in how you navigate this world.
So you put yourself through college. You and your husband both put yourselves through college, which is cool, because I love people that have an incredible work ethic, and you could tell that in you. You worked at Weber Scientific. You worked at Goebel.
Yeah.
And So
Congolium. Yeah.
Congolium as well. So when you merge all those experiences together, Lisa, it had to help you prepare yourself for what you're currently doing, because when you can draw from specific experiences, when you were at Congolium or for Goebel, which is a German.
The Hummel figurines.
Hummel figurines. I mean, they're beautiful, and your work at Weber Scientific and everything, and bringing that all together, it had to help you, or it has to help you with helping others.
Sure.
Right.
So yeah, well, I will tell you, I had a short stint at Lenox, right? Lenox, the China,
Sure.
beautiful, gorgeous dinnerware, and I was doing forecasting.
Okay.
Of thousands, tens of thousands of SKUs. Do you think that was a good job for me?
Yeah. No way.
No, I have to be with people.
Yeah.
I have to be engaging with people. I have to be talking with people. I cannot just sit behind a desk. And that's one of the things that I tell my candidates. I say, listen, this business ownership, you have to be out and in front.
Yeah.
Unless you're hiring someone out of the gate to be this person, you have to be the brand ambassador in
Sure.
the community.
Yeah.
This involves a tremendous amount of networking. So if I'm on a Zoom with you and you're hating this,
Yeah.
this is not the right
Not
path
good,
for you.
no.
Right? So that is another area of ding, ding, ding. Like
Yeah.
this is not a good place. So for me, working with people, educating people, talking with them, and P.S., if franchising's not right for them, do I stop there? No. Hey, you know what? I've got a great career coach because I do so much networking.
Sure.
Let me introduce you. I know executive recruiters. Let me help you continue on your path of your corporate career.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that they need, I am there to provide that for them.
Yep.
So that it's not just a shutdown.
Yeah.
I can't help you, so sorry, off you go. No, I don't want it to be like that.
That's great. That to me is much more consultative, and so we're, the 30 minutes comes quickly.
So
I mean,
fast.
it just comes so darn quickly. There's a couple things I want to ask you. One is, if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently? And then my last question is about inspiration and where you find that.
So I am very blessed, genuinely, with how things have gone in my career and how, to the point of my friend saying, it all led up to this point. So I can't look back. I can't look back that it took me 8 years to get my bachelor's degree while I was working full-time and traveling. I can't look back and undo any of it because it all was stepping stones to everywhere that I am today,
Well
right?
said, yeah.
What I will say is that if I could go back, I would want to keep my mentors close at hand. We didn't have that capability. We didn't have social media. We didn't have LinkedIn. We didn't have any of those tools.
Yeah.
And I look back at that, and it's what I tell young people today. I go, people that have taken an interest in you and in your career, keep them close to you.
Yep.
Keep them by your side, in your side pocket, to go to and talk to them for advice and for whatever it is that you need as you're going into your career. That is something that I would definitely do different.
Okay. Thank you. You've been awesome. I love it.
Well, thank you so much,
You're
Mark.
welcome,
Really
Lisa.
happy to be on the top-rated show at
Oh,
RVN.
thank you, my dear. Thank you. Tell everyone how to get in touch with you. I think we have the contact sheet up. So
We have a contact sheet, and you can learn all about me at milestonefranchising.com.
Awesome, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
me
you so much,
on
Mark.
this great program. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for Rainmakers Roundup. Have a wonderful week, everyone. If you're looking for a franchise or thinking about a franchise, give Lisa a call, Milestone Franchising. We'll see you next time. Have a great week.